Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it looks like anti-woke is a buzzword now. It's the new mainstream. I mean, if you ever needed another sign that the age of woke is over, that the pendulum has swung the other way, the fact that they're using anti-woke as part of the marketing for a Basic Instinct reboot, is crazy. Like,
well, the first one wasn't woke, so I'm trying to understand the anti-woke Basic Instinct. It wasn't woke to begin with.
That's the thing. So now we have to basically disclaim, hey kids, there are no razor blades in the candy bars. Well, why would you expect there to be razor blades in the candy bars? Oh, because there have been razor blades in the candy bars. Yeah, so everything has been so woke for so long that it seems like studios now are actively going out and telling people, hey, this isn't woke. The show's not woke. And if you said that 5 years ago, you'd be canceled. Speaking of canceled, we're going to talk about this too. Bari Weiss, who was a journalist, she was a liberal journalist. She whacked the beehive pretty hard a couple of years ago. The New York Times basically called them out for being super woke and super biased. And she was a pariah. Like, nobody wanted to touch her. And now they're
pointing out the obvious.
For pointing out the obvious. And now they're in talks with her at CBS to not only buy her, I think it's a Substack in the podcast network, but actually put her in charge of CBS News after they made the announcement that they're cutting Colbert.
I think it's because a lot of these places are understanding that everybody wants, well, one, they're tired. They're tired of the political crap, polarizing bullshit. Everybody wants to go back to center. You want us to go back to being like normal again. And I think, you don't want to go too far either way. But you want to, you can have like a little bit, you can be in the middle and lean one way or the other, but they want it to go back more to center.
Yeah, I think that's it. People just want things to go back to normal, right? And the fact that, again, the pendulum got pushed so far in one direction, a very, very progressive direction. It just, even people that would have been on your side turned against you because they're like, this is too much. This is too much. Everything's offensive. Everything is, you know what I'm saying? It's like we're all bad people. And it's definitely changing. So we'll talk about these because this is what we've been talking about for at least the last probably 2 years, that the pendulum was going to swing, that the age of wokeness is getting walked back. Now, I'm not saying that there's not going to be any progressive entertainment. That is a dumb thing to think.
Yeah.
There's going back to the 80s, 90s, the 70s, the 60s, we had progressive themes in entertainment. It just wasn't so damn ham-fisted.
Yeah, that's just it. There was nuance.
Yeah, and so I mean, basically, you choose to watch it, don't watch it, whatever. But it's not going to be in everything, in places where it didn't belong, right? Like you'd have action movies. It's like, oh, okay, now we have to stop and give a monologue about gay rights or whatever in the middle of a freaking action movie. It didn't make sense, right? So let's talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to news.clownfishtv.com and check out our podcast. And we've got some news stories out there for you. Thank you very much for the support. We're anti-woke.
Yeah, right.
Not really. We're just like pro-sanity. I think
we've always been pro-sanity, and we're just mostly like, can we just go back to the center, please?
So this broke, and I was shocked when I got this email because I was like, I can't believe this is how they're marketing this movie. Joe Esterhaus to write an anti-woke Basic Instinct reboot and a $4 million deal for Amazon. So Sharon Stone could be returning. Do we want to see?
Not after her little meltdown the other day, talking about how America's terrible.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Well, if it's anti-woke, maybe she won't be part of it. Plus, her beaver's looking pretty old. Oh, don't they have a trailer out for that Disney Beaver movie, the Pixar Beaver movie?
Did they? I don't know. I didn't pay attention.
It's not like
I know it's my job, but I don't care.
That one sounds really woke. That's the really woke Beaver. So the screenwriter of Basic Instinct, the 1992 thriller that defined femme serial killers, has closed a $4 million deal to write. Man, $4 million for a screenplay to write a reboot.
It's not even an original. It's a reboot.
A reimagine.
Can I have $4 million to just rewrite something that's already been done?
Hey, Chat GPT, write me an anti-woke Basic Instinct sequel screenplay. They said the deal's the biggest spec script sale of the year. and commits Amazon to a $2 million payout against a potential $4 million deal if the movie's made. Again, spec might not get made, but it's crazy they're spending that much money. But this is what got me. To those who question what an 80-year-old man is doing writing a sexy erotic thriller, the rumors of my cinematic impotence are exaggerated and ageist. I call my writing partner the twisted little man, and he lives somewhere deep inside me. He was born 29 and he will die 29. And he tells me that, what the hell?
Wait, the guy's writing this is 80 for real?
Yes. Well, yeah, because it was like 30 years ago, and he was, oh my God. Tells me he is sky high up to write this piece and provide viewers with a wild and orgasmic ride.
Ew, well, he's
that
up
makes
on
me
something.
Happy. I don't want to think about 80-year-olds and orgasms. Okay.
I just don't think it's working anymore, but that's just my opinion.
Okay. So the reboot is expected to be anti-woke, according to an individual with knowledge of the deal. But okay. What the hell does that even mean? You mean not woke? That doesn't necessarily mean anti-woke. It just means written like a movie from 10 or 15 years ago.
Right.
I mean, that, you know what I'm saying? Like
a movie.
So we're calling normal movies now. I mean, I don't know if you'd call this a normal movie, but you know what I'm saying? A movie that would have been made 10, 20, 30 years ago. We're calling them anti-woke now. Because we have this
woke because it had a vagina in it. And that makes it woke.
They said the approach is significant since the original film courted controversy among feminists and the gay community. Oh my God, it was 1992. Everybody
woke,
was
though.
No. So look, that just then we got this article from a couple months ago. Anti-woke comics are pushing forward in the age of Trump. A lot of people getting deals like the age of woke is over. Nobody at this point, I don't think, is getting canceled.
It's that pendulum that we've talked about many, 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 many times.
But it's going to swing back hard the other way, I think.
Yeah, and I think it needs to swing back to the middle. But it's probably going to go hard the other way.
It has to settle down, just, like I'm saying. So what is going to happen now is we're going to have a lot of people on the other side of it that are going to get deals because everybody's so damn sick of the wokeness. And then what's going to happen is some people are actually going to be excluded because the pendulum's going to swing hard the other way. We're already kind of seeing this in entertainment. They're like, hey, there aren't like any roles now for LGBTQ because they went from like everybody was gay to like nobody's gay now. And, and trans actors aren't getting roles and whatever. So it's like we've just gone the opposite. And eventually then there'll probably be backlash to that. And then we'll push back. It's just like the yin and yang tug of war.
And then eventually it'll just go back to normal.
Where, it's like I was talking to our kids and we were watching 80s videos and my son is like, I thought the 80s were supposed to be like super manly. I'm seeing a lot of like really femme guys and very androgynous. Like what is he's like the 80s were like hella gay. I'm like, yeah,
yes,
they were. But you know what? We didn't really, some people questioned it, but we were just kind of like, you do you, boo. And if,
well, by today's standards, it would be.
Yeah, but wasn't
then it was normal.
It wasn't as politicized back then. Basically, you had the religious right, the Pat Robertsons and stuff that were having a fit about, and they were largely ignored. But wasn't as polarized as it is now. Nobody was calling anybody Nazis. I don't think, if I remember correctly. So this is what gets me though too, is it's not just in entertainment, but it's also news media. You look at who is really picking up viewers right now, and it is the Joe Rogans and the Bill Maher's, and I wouldn't consider them conservatives, but they're definitely in the anti-woke
well, that's
camp.
Just it. Like anybody who is anti-woke or anybody who's slightly right of even normal left or even just normal left like from 10 years ago are considered alt-right now. So it's like the only people who are being allowed to be considered left or Democrats are the ones who are the extreme at this point. So even if you're not that extreme, you still lean kind of left, but you're not a nut, you're alt-right.
It doesn't work anymore. Calling people Nazis. Now, they're not calling them Nazis now. They're calling them fascists because, Nazis didn't like the Jews. The other side doesn't like them.
Oh, yeah, because now that means that might be them. So
it might be them, right?
So now we have to change the terminology so it's not them.
But this I thought was really interesting because, again, it just shows how far things have come in the last couple of years. Bari Weiss was on the outs with mainstream media, And you're talking to somebody that was, very much a progressive liberal. I think she was dating Kate McKinnon. I think they were like a couple at one point, if I remember correctly. And she got ousted from the New York. If I remember the story, she got ousted from the New York Times. She was radioactive. Nobody would talk to her. So she had to go on a bunch of like conservative podcasts and talk shows to try to rebuild her credibility. And then she started the Free Press, which is her own thing. And now CBS, as of last night, or I guess it was 2 nights ago, they're getting rid of Colbert. And they're talking they might bring her in to kind of head up editorial at CBS News.
Well, nothing of value was lost with Colbert.
No. But it's wild. I mean, it's just wild to see this happening. And we're seeing it in entertainment too. Like a lot of people are like, oh, everything, sucks, everything's woke, everything, whatever. There is going to be a long tail. We're going to have a bunch of movies and TV shows come out that still have elements of wokeness in them because they were greenlit a couple of years ago or whatever. But it seems largely like, at least in the case of Disney, that they're flushing that stuff and they're not paying much attention. Like Ironheart just kind of came and went and they're like, yeah, whatever. We're going to step over this. Right. Now that doesn't mean everything's going to be all super conservative either. Cause I'm going to be honest, in the entertainment industry, especially, things have never been super ultra conservative, but it does mean that things are going to probably go back to where they were at least 10, 15, 20 years ago, which means that which means it's more tolerable and it's not going to be interjected into places where it doesn't belong. Just an opinion, but I'm seeing all the indicators here that everything is kind of swinging back, which is good because it's not going to be obnoxious and they're going to bury the pill in the ice cream and people are going to be like, well, that's more insidious. But I'm like,
pill in the ice cream is better than the dry suppository.
Right? It's better than getting it from behind without any lube, right? I mean, isn't that a little bit better? But you're still going to have to be, I mean, depending on your personal tastes and your belief system, judicious in what you consume as entertainment and news media. And that is a you thing.
From which orifice you consume it.
Yeah, from which that is a you thing. You decide what you want to watch, what you don't want to watch. But I'm telling you, all the indicators are there that things are going back to where they were pre-woke era. So we're going to have this 2016, 2017 through probably 2022, 2023 era where everything was super far left. And if you didn't have any super far leftism or talking points in your show, you were canceled, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's over. It's over. It's going to look really hokey. It's going to be like in the 80s, we made fun of the hippies and it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening right now. So good news, everybody, right? Right, yeah. I guess. Are we going to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.